Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Doctor Wu 3-pack. This is a reissue pack of their 3 conehead seekers, which were previously released separately. So this is just a pack to get them all together, similar to how they did the Core 3 seekers. This one doesn't come with a throne or anything, but it is, I believe, around the same price of about $30 US. But here we do have all 3 of them in some nice cartoony artwork. We got Turbo, Propel, and Elegy. Elgy? I don't know exactly how to pronounce that word. But yeah, it's Thrust, Dirge, and Ramjet. So there is that. We do have them on the side: Turbo, LG, and Propel, but I'll just refer to them by their actual names at this point. And we do get the Doctor Wu collector cards. So there are those, and we do have their pictures and tech specs on the back. So that's neat. And we do get 3 separate instruction manuals. I'm only going to briefly show one because pretty much all of their transformations are more or less the same. They do have slight differences due to their wings, but this is still the Doctor Wu Seekers. So, but there are those. And here we have our tiny terrors. So first of all, here we have Dirge, a nice deep red and black. Some orange there for the cockpit, a little bit of gray for the face, yellow for the eyes. Does have his signature wings with the little VTOL fans sculpted in. So there is that. And I can't remember, I think it was him, but one of these guys has a null ray blaster that just pops off super easy. I think it was him, but I'm not entirely sure. Now we have Ramjet in that nice crisp white with the contrasting black and then the red wings. He does have the bulk of his wings attached to his lower legs, as is part of his design. Nice gold there for the cockpit. Does look very nice. I always feel like he almost looks like a butler with how his colors are laid out, but I know that is very much not his personality. But there we have our little Ramjet. And here we have Dirge. A nice... Is that a navy blue? I feel like that's a navy blue. I could be wrong. Do have that sort of tan orangish for the wings, and a nice silver cockpit. Does also have a little bit of silver for those intakes there. And as far as articulation goes, they're all pretty much the same, with the exception of the little wings. But I'll do the articulation on Ramjet since he has a teeny tiny bit more. He does have an extra joint there on his tail fins, just a hinge there, but they all have a hinge for their wing on their ankles. That is also true for these. We do get the ball jointed shoulders and ball jointed elbows. The null rays all just sort of peg into a little port on their shoulders, but they can do a full 360 rotation. We do get, the head is just sort of molded in, so we don't really get much movement there. No waist due to transformation. We do get ball jointed hips and a smidge under 90 at the knee. Do get some up and down at the toe. That's more for transformation, but it is something you can use if you so choose. And yeah, that's more or less it. So there is that. And I'll just do one quick comparison with the other trio of coneheads I've managed to complete, being the third-party MPU. Once I get the reissue thrust, I'll have an official set, but still waiting on that to drop. But here's just a look at, masterpiece versus micro. So, get this out of the way, and they're falling over. But yeah, we'll just sort of go through their transformations real quick because they are simple, and 90% of it is, again, just the same as the other Seekers from Dr. Wu, which I do believe I've reviewed them. But so first of all, we're just gonna fold in those feet, and then yep, see, it was him. We are going to bring this little nose cone up here, and that one usually doesn't fall off that easy. We are going to fold this panel up, and we want to make sure the wings are tucked back because we are going to need to move them around, but we are going to pull the sides of the chest right here where like the intake is. It's where it all tabs in. Just bring those out to the side, and then again we want to bring this cone out of the way, and we are going to rotate this whole assembly around like so. Then we want to sort of I don't remember the exact position. I tend to just kind of like fiddle with it a little bit until it slides through, but you want to rotate this whole assembly around. I think it's a little easier to go into jet than it is into robot, but you essentially want to get the cockpit flipped out like this, and then you just bring this nose cone up and straighten it. Sort of locked in there, and just form that front of the jet. Then we want to bring these out to the side and just close this panel up, and that will cover the face. There it goes. And then when we come under here, we are going to tab the legs together and then just bring this up, and we're going to close these over, and they'll sort of like lightly clip into these little divots in the knees right here. And then the arms, there's this little tab right here on the wing right there, and that's just going to go into the back of his arm like so, and like so. And then we'll just bring these back in now and just plug them in, or we'll drop them. This plugged in, this plugged in, and just adjust the tail fins how you so choose. And there we have, yeah, see, super loose on that one. But there we have our thrust. And now we'll just do these guys real fast. So we're just going to clip those legs together, fold those down, bring this up. And we're going to separate these, doot and doot. Come on. Come on. There we go. Bring these up. Just make sure this is all out of the way. Rotate this whole section around. And we're going to just sort of bring this all down and around. Form the front of the jet. Close this down. Do want to sort of make sure that I get these underneath. Come on, there we go. Come on, there we go. And we'll close these around, get the legs tabbed back together. And there's this, and just now those wings will sort of tab into each other a little bit there. And again, there's just that little tab for the arm right there. I'll just go right there and right there. And his hands do kind of like stick out a little bit from under the wings because of the way they're shaped, but it's not too big of a deal. I mean, these are very small figures, so. But there's our dirge, and now we'll do Ramjet. Fold down those feet. We'll just go ahead and pop these up. Pop these up. Bring these back. Fold that cone out of the way. Just rotate this whole section. And we're going to bring the arm sections down. Make sure that we get everything wrapped around before we start tabbing everything in. Alright, now we put those legs together, and do want to do the nose cone first. Bring that up, form the front of the jet. Bring this panel down. And we do have an extra step here, since he does have these sections of the wings that do fold down from the sides. Like so. And then like so. Just want to make sure that this teeny little tab here is probably too small to even really see, but just make sure that that goes underneath the other piece, so I might have to wiggle around. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disconnect those legs and come on, stop fighting me. There we go. There's one side and there's the other side. There we go. Now the wings are all solid. And again, we do get that little tab. Look at his arm. Look at his arm. Sure that everything's all good here. Just straighten out these little tail fins right here. Get that all nice and neat how we like it. And there we have Ramjet all transformed up. Now we have the three little dudes in their little plane modes. So adorable. But yeah, a nice fun little set. I'm glad that they did a 3-pack of these guys as well after they did their Core Seekers. But yeah, it was nice to pick these up, and now I have 2 sets of the Coneheads, and it'll be 3 once I get that reissue thrust. So looking forward to that. But yeah, as usual, these Dr. Wu figures are always fun, nice little budget mini formers. And yeah, aside from that one side on thrust, pretty sure it's this one on his, what is that, the left side? I think that's the left side. This one just falls out super easy. You can even see it's kind of wobbly. But aside from that, everything's pretty secure. Everything comes together quite nicely. There's a little discrepancy in the red with, like, you know, the even some of the molded plastic is different. Like, you can sort of see the wings and the there's like almost 3 different shades of red here. But, you know, aside from that, everything's pretty nice. And I really do like the shade of white they used for Ramjet here. It's a very nice crisp white, so it looks very good. And I like that they you know, didn't just all paint the cockpits just like the same shade of orange. They actually did give them all like a unique cockpit color. Helps them stand out a little bit more too. Really do enjoy these guys. But yeah, I think that's about it for everything I wanted to go over in this particular review. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.